Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Saturday, May 30th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. We do hit on one of our 3-leg parlays. Overall, it was a good day, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball here on tap today. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, you know how we do on the weekend. We're gonna run through all these games, get to these picks. The first game up, we got the Detroit Tigers in Chicago taking on the White Sox. 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this game. We got Valdez on the mound for the Tigers, K on the mound for the White Sox. Right, getting into this one here, we got Valdez on the mound for the Tigers, coming off a decent start last week against the Orioles, where he pitched 5 innings, gave up a run. But the 3 starts before that, he's only going 5 innings, giving up 2 or more runs in all of them. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup that is down Murakami. Murakami got injured in yesterday's game, but Valdez is a left-handed pitcher. Murakami really hasn't been making that much of a difference when it comes to lefties this season. Granted, he still got pop versus lefties, and he's always that threat in the middle of the lineup, but still, without Murakami, this White Sox lineup, there's a lot of guys that's been hitting lefties very well this season. On the season, this White Sox team is batting .244 versus lefties, slugging .405. A few guys like Montgomery and Vargas match up very well against Valdez. Valdez is a sinker ball pitcher, throwing that sinker over 40% of the time. Hard hit rate right now is at 45%. We talk about it all the time here. Anytime you see a ground ball pitcher, contact pitcher with a hard hit rate up above 40%, it is not a good thing. Like I said, his hard hit rate right now is at 45%. Ground ball rate down to 33. That is not a good thing for Valdez. My expectations for him here today, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs, turns it over to a Tigers bullpen that is taxed coming into it. I don't like the arms that's going to be available for the Tigers here today. I can see them coming out, giving up a run or 2 in this game. On the other side, we got K on the mound, the left-handed pitcher. He's looked really good here in the month of May. He's made 5 starts, given up 2 runs or less in all of them. In those 5 starts, he has an ERA of 1.30. Looking at this matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Detroit Tigers lineup loaded with right-handed bats. That does slightly worry me for him because he does have better splits versus lefties than righties. I can see a few of the right-handed bats in this lineup like Torkelson and Dingler getting to him here today, but nothing too crazy. My expectations for K, who throws a good fastball, topping out right now around 97. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a White Sox bullpen that's in a much better position. I can see them giving up a run, but nothing too crazy, closing out this game. Looking at the weather here today, it's about 65 degrees throughout. It's an early 3 o'clock game. 65 degrees throughout. We're going to have 16 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond, making this a much pitcher friendly game. Let's get to the picks. The Tigers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, give me Vargas of the White Sox for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Padres in DC taking on the Nationals. Michael King on the mound for the Padres. The left-handed pitcher Foster Griffin on the mound for the Nats. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Michael King on the mound for the Padres. This guy's looked really sharp this season. Comes into it with a 2.70 ERA. His last outing, though, against the Athletics, he did get roughed up in that game. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for Michael King, he's going to be seeing a Nationals lineup that's only batting .232 versus right-handed pitching, but they are slugging .411. Looking at Michael King's pitching arsenal, he's a ground ball pitcher. Throws the sinker primarily over 30% of the time, mixes in the fastball and the slider. Like I said, he pitches for a lot of contact. This season, this Nationals lineup has been killing sinker ball pitchers. There's 3 guys that really match up well against them. That's Meade, Wood, and Abrams. I can see this Nationals lineup getting about 3 runs off of Michael King all here today, him going about 5 innings. This Padres bullpen is taxed coming into it. I can see the arms available for the Padres coming in this game here today, giving up a run or 2 as well. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Foster Griffin on the mount. Towards the beginning of May, this guy was getting lit up. In the start against the Cincinnati Reds, he gave up 9 runs in that game. The very next outing, he saw the Mets gave up 5 to them, but he did bounce back in his last start against the Braves. In that game, he pitched 5 scoreless innings. Foster Griffin is a low-velocity pitcher. Throws the fastball, slider, a 2-seam, all of them topping out low 90s, high 80s. He pitches for a lot of contact. He's a pop fly pitcher. Pitches for a lot of pop fly outs. Today, the weather is definitely going to favor him. Yesterday's game, we had a strong gust of wind blowing out. We saw it was a high-scoring game. I'm not expecting the game to be that high scoring. I'm still expecting some runs here today. It's going to be close to 70 degrees throughout. We're going to have 13-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. I'm expecting Foster Griffin. That's really going to benefit him. I'm expecting Foster Griffin to go about 5 innings, give up a run or 2 in this one. Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis really match up well against him. The Nationals bullpen continues to play good here in the month of May. I see them coming in, giving up a run or 2 as well. Nothing too crazy. Let's get to the picks. The Padres are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot as well. Give me the Washington Nationals on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking CJ Abrams of the Nationals for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Minnesota Twins in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. Bailey Ober on the mount for the Twins. Mitch Keller on the mount for the Pirates. We got Bailey Ober here on the mount for the Twins. He's looked really good this season for Minnesota. 3.90 ERA coming into it. Mid-May against the Marlins, he pitched a shutout, but since then against the Brewers and the Red Sox, pitched 10 innings, gave up 7 runs. Today, he's going to be seeing a Pittsburgh Pirates lineup that is batting .252 on the season versus right-handed pitching, slugging .411 on the year versus righties. In their last 8 games played, they're batting .257, slugging .417, so they continue to hit the ball very well of late. Looking at the matchup here today for Bailey Ober, he's a fastball changeup pitcher, like an old school style pitcher. That's his 2 primary pitches. There's a bunch of guys in this lineup that match up well against him. Not to mention Bailey Ober has been struggling a bit this season with lefties, where you know we're going to see Brandon Lau and O'Neal Cruz in this lineup. Not to mention guys like Reynolds and the rookie Connor Griffin really match up well against him as well. All of these guys hit the changeup very well this season. I can see Bailey Ober going about 6 innings here today, giving up 3 runs, turning it over to a Minnesota Twins bullpen that is, yesterday we faded them off of the fact of their bullpen. Their bullpen's in a much worse spot here today. I'm expecting the Minnesota Twins bullpen to come in this game once again, give up a few runs. On the other side, we got Mitch Keller on the mount for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This guy's looked really sharp this season as well. Looking at his last outing, he got back on track. He was getting roughed up mid-May against the Rockies. He gave up 6 runs. Then against the Cardinals, he gave up 4. His last start against the Blue Jays, though, pitched 6 innings, only gave up a run. Today, he's going to be seeing a Minnesota Twins lineup that's only batting .227 versus right-handed pitching, slugging .390. Mitch Keller, the big thing about him, this guy throws his entire pitching arsenal. The fastball, slider, sinker, changeup, curveball, all of them. He's mixing, keeping batters off balance. That's why he's been really sharp this season. Looking at the game here today for him, I don't really see Mitch Keller having a problem. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run, a start very similar to his last outing, turning it over to a Pirates bullpen that is still very mediocre. I can see them coming in, giving up a run or 2. Looking at the weather here today, it's going to be 70 degrees throughout. We are going to have 13-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond, making it a bit more pitcher-friendly. Granted, PNC Ballpark, the Pirates' home stadium, has been a very hitter-friendly ballpark this year. It ranks 4th overall. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I got this a 5-3 game for the Pirates. I like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Brandon Lau with the Pirates for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Royals in Texas taking on the Rangers. Seth Lugo on the mound for the Royals. Kumar Rocker on the mound for the Rangers. Alright, we got Seth Lugo on the mound for the Royals. He's been struggling here in the month of May. He's another sinker ball pitcher. Hard hit rate now is up above 45%. It's right, sitting at 47% right now. In the month of May, every start he's given up 2 or more runs, walking 2 or more batters, not going past the 5th inning. Today, he's going to be seeing a Texas Rangers lineup, still one of the worst offenses overall on the season. They did go crazy in yesterday's game. They put up 8 runs. They shut out the Royals. Looking at the game here today for Seth Lugo, like I say, he's a sinker ball pitcher. He's going to be seeing a few good left-handed bats like Peterson, Berger, and Jung. I can see these guys getting to him. He struggles versus lefties. Like I say, he's been struggling with his command in the last few outings. I can see Seth Lugo going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a Royals bullpen. We were talking about it in yesterday's game. They continue to show their regression. They're looking like the Royals bullpen towards the beginning of the season. I'm expecting them to come in, give up a run or 2 as well. On the other side, we got Kumar Rocker. He got lit up in his last start. But besides that one, he's been looking serviceable this season for the Rangers. He's another sinker ball pitcher. He has a hard hit rate sitting at 37% right now. His ground ball rate's up to 36%. You really like that. He's going to be seeing a Kansas City Royals lineup. Has a lot of left-handed bats. He does struggle with lefties. That will be one thing you got to pay attention to here with Rocker. I can see him going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs as well, turning it over to a Rangers bullpen that is still one of the best bullpens in the majors. They're completely rested coming into this one. It's down in Texas in the Dome, so no real weather to sway anything, even though this Texas home ballpark continues to be a under factory, very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Let's get to the picks. The Rangers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Peterson of the Rangers to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Marlins in New York taking on the Mets. We got Phillips on the mound for the Marlins. We got Scott on the mound for the Mets. Alright, the first thing we got to look at getting into this game, we saw this same exact pitching matchup last week in Miami with Phillips on the mound and Scott starting for the Mets. In that game, Phillips went 4 shutout innings. Scott went 5 shutout. Looking at this game here today, it's going to be, well, for one, we were talking about it in yesterday's game. Overall, all the Miami Marlins pitching numbers go up on the road this season. We were talking about it with Max Meyer. Phillips, he doesn't have a big pitching sample up to this point. He started off the season coming out the bullpen. It's really going to be a bullpen day here today for the Marlins. Phillips is not going to go past the 3rd inning. He's a 3-inning style pitcher, a opener. They'll bring in their long reliefman. This Miami Marlins bullpen is taxed after yesterday's game. I don't like the arms that's going to be available here today for Miami. Overall, I can see the Mets getting 2 to 3 runs off of Miami here today. On the other side, we got Scott. He's been another guy that's like a opener overall. He doesn't go past the 5th inning usually. He's a 4-inning pitcher. He's done very good in this role up to this point. And like I said, last week when he saw this Miami team, he pitched 5 shutout innings. Looking at the game here today for him, it's going to be the second time around both of the lineups see these starting pitchers. So I'm not expecting both of the starting pitchers to go shutout again against these lineups. I can see Scott giving up a run here today. Nothing too crazy though. Hicks and Stowers is the only 2 guys that really match up well against them. The Mets bullpen continues to play very well here in the month of May. Yesterday we played the over in the game. The wind was blowing straight out. Today, the wind's blowing side to side. That usually favors the pitchers. It's going to be about 8 miles per hour blowing side to side, 65-degree gain. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here on the money line. The game total set at 7. I do like the over 7 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Juan Soto of the Mets to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Angels in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got the left-handed pitcher Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels. We got Ras Munson on the mound for the Rays. Alright, getting into this one, we got Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels, coming off a really good start last week against the Rangers. In that game, he pitched 8 innings, gave up a run, did strike out 14 batters in that one. The start before that, though, he saw the Athletics. In that game, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 8 runs in that start. Looking at this game here today for Reed Detmers, he's going to be seeing a Tampa Bay Rays lineup that's been killing left-handed pitching this season. They're batting .262, only slugging .390 versus lefties. In the last week versus left-handed pitching, the Rays are batting .237, slugging .404. Looking at this game here today for Reed Detmers, he throws that fastball primarily. And mixes in that slider. There's a bunch of guys that match up well against him. The two main guys I focused in on, the two power hitting bats for the right side, Caminero and Diaz. I can see one of them taking him yard here today. Overall, I can see Detmers going about 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs, turning it over to an Angels bullpen that continues. We saw it in yesterday's game, continues to play terrible. I'm expecting them to come and give up another 2 to 3 runs as well. On the other side, we got Rasmussen on the mound for the Rays. This guy's been really good this season, coming off a really good start against the Yankees. Pitched 7 shutout innings. Today, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup, batting .225 versus righties. Rasmussen throws that fastball cutter combo, has a strikeout rate right now of 8.5 Ks per 9 innings. He also throws a very good sinker, has a ground ball rate of 34%. I can see Rasmussen coming out here today, going about 6 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Rays bullpen that has been a bit mediocre of late. In their last 8 games, they have a .415 bullpen ERA. I can see them coming in, giving up a run or two, but nothing too crazy. It's out in Tampa Bay in the Dome, so no real weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Tampa Bay Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 7. I do like the over 7 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Diaz of the Rays to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Red Sox in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Sonny Gray on the mound for Boston. We got Parker Messick on the mound for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this one here. This game turned out to be pretty evenly matched in my opinion. We got 2 good starting pitchers on the mound here. Sonny Gray's been really sharp this year. Ground ball pitcher, ground ball rate up over 40%. You love to see that. Hard hit rate down at 32. He's going to be seeing a Cleveland Guardians team that continues to struggle versus right-handed pitching. We talk about it all the time. On the season, they're batting .222 versus righties. Overall, looking at the matchup here today for Sonny Gray, I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Red Sox bullpen that's been playing very well of late. I can see them coming in, shutting the door on these Cleveland Guardians bats. On the other side, we got Parker Messick. The rookie pitchers look really good to start off his career. He's a fastball pitcher, throwing that fastball over 35% of the time. Fastball topping out around 98. This Red Sox lineup, still one of the better teams hitting left-handed pitching this season. They're batting .260 on the year versus lefties. Parker Messick is a fastball changeup guy every once in a while, mixing in that sinker. I can see guys like Contreras and Abreu getting to him here today. Parker Messick going about 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a Guardians bullpen that continues to play well. Looking at the weather here today, we're going to about have 65 degrees throughout. We are going to have 15-mile-per-hour winds though, blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Already, this Cleveland home ballpark has already been, like I said, very pitcher-friendly. We talk about it all the time, so the weather is definitely going to favor it much more in a pitcher-friendly game. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the Road Dogs in this spot. Give me the Boston Red Sox on the money line. The game total set at 6.5. I like the under 6.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Abreu with the Red Sox for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Braves in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. The left-handed pitcher Perez on the mound for the Braves. Brady Singer on the mound for the Reds. Getting into this one here, we got Perez on the mound for the Braves. This guy continues to be a very valuable weapon for Atlanta, in and out of the bullpen, in the starting rotation. His last outing, he did start for the Braves last week against the Nationals. Pitched 5 innings, only gave up a run. Today, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds lineup that's batting .240 versus left-handed pitching. But they are killing lefties with the power. They're slugging .411 versus lefties on the season. We've been seeing it all year. Whenever they see a left-handed pitcher, the home runs come out. Looking at this game here today, Martin Perez is a ground ball pitcher, an all-speed pitcher. Throws the changeup, sinker combo primarily. Every once in a while, mixing in that slider. The game here today, there's 2 guys that match up very well against him. That's Steer and Ellie De La Cruz. I can see one of them taking them yard here today. Overall, I can see Perez going about 5 to 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a Braves bullpen that is still in a good spot. I like the arms for the Braves to come in, shut the door on the Reds. On the other side, we got Brady Singer on the mound. He's looked absolutely terrible this season. In the month of May, he's made 4 starts. In those 4 starts, he's pitched 15 innings. In those 15 innings, he's given up 13 runs. Looking at this game here today for him, he's going to be playing an Atlanta Braves lineup that's batting .260 versus right-handed pitching, slugging .480, which is the best in the majors versus righties. Brady Singer's a sinker baller, pitches for a lot of contact. This Braves lineup matches up very well against them. I can see Michael Harris, Matt Olson taking him yard in this one. Overall, I'm expecting Brady Singer to have the same starts he's been having all May, where he goes 5 innings, gives up 4 to 5 runs, turning it over to a Reds bullpen that continues to play bad here. I'm expecting them to come and give up a few runs as well. Looking at the weather, it's going to be about 70 degrees throughout. We are going to have 8-mile-per-hour winds blowing in from the outfield into the diamond. Nothing too crazy. Cincinnati home ballpark, Great American Ballpark, still very hitter friendly on the season, so I'm expecting some runs once again. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I got this a 5-3 game for the Braves, so I'm under the total. I like the under 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Matt Olson of the Braves to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Cubs in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. Ben Brown on the mound for the Cubs, Leahy on the mound for the Cardinals. Alright, getting into this one here, this is going to be that Ben Brown Assad day where Ben Brown goes about 4 innings, then Assad comes in, takes over, goes another 3 to 4 innings. Looking at this game here today, for one, Ben Brown has been really pitching well in this role. In the month of May, he took over like towards the beginning of May. He's made 4 starts, not giving up more than 3 runs in any of them. Looking at this game here today for him, he matches up very well against this Cardinals lineup. He has a ground ball rate right now at 38%, strikeout rate of 7.5 Ks per 9 innings. The Cardinals bats have cooled off a bit of late, especially comparing it to where they were at the top of May. In their last 8 games played, they're only batting .237, slugging .404. Overall, still good offensive numbers, but like I said, they cooled off overall. Looking at this game for Ben Brown, I can see him having a good outing where he goes his regular 4 innings, scoreless, turns it over to Assad, another ground ball pitcher, throws the sinker primarily. I could see Assad giving up a run here today. Guys like Weatherholt, Burleson match up well against them. The rest of the Cubs bullpen is in a very good spot to come in, shut the door on these Cardinals bats. On the other side, we got Leahy on the mound for the Cardinals. This guy's not been good this season. His ERA is at 4.40 right now, does have an expected ERA of 5.60, so they're still expecting this guy to be getting hit up in his starts. Looking at the matchup here today for him, for one, the Cubs bats have been playing much better of late. In their last 8 games, they're batting .250 as a unit, slugging .417. When I look at the game here today for Leahy, he's going to see a lineup loaded with left-handed bats. He struggles with lefties. I can see guys like PCA or Happ taking him yard in this one. Looking at the Cardinals bullpen, this is the biggest deciding factor for me in this one. The Cardinals bullpen is in a completely terrible spot here today. I hate the arms that's going to be available for the Cardinals. I see them coming out here today giving up a few runs. Looking at the weather, it's going to be more on the pitcher friendly side. It's going to be about 75 degrees throughout, but we are going to have wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Giants in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Hauser on the mound for the Giants. We got Ryan Feltner on the mound for the Rockies. Getting us at this one here, we got Hauser on the mound for the Giants. This guy's been absolutely terrible this season, giving up 3 or more runs in all of his starts here in the month of May. Hard hit rates up above 45%. Looking at this game here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Colorado Rockies lineup. We were talking about it in yesterday's game. Ever since Moniak went down, the offensive numbers have really dropped. Looking at the game here today for Hauser, I can see him struggling once again, having his regular 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He is pitching for a lot of contact right now. This Rockies lineup is still batting .242 versus righties, slugging .408. I can see, like I said, Hauser giving up 3 runs here today, turning it over to a Giants bullpen that has been playing very well on the season, but I don't like the spot here today for the Giants bullpen. I don't like the arms that's going to be available for them. I think they're going to come in, give up 2 to 3 runs themselves. On the other side, we got Ryan Feltner back on the mound here for the Rockies, coming off of IL. He's a sinker ball pitcher, another guy that pitches for a lot of contact. I could really see him struggling here today against this Giants lineup. This Giants team has been hitting overall much better of late. We saw them score a few runs in yesterday's game, but it was the first game of the series. I'm expecting the bats to come alive here today against Ryan Feltner. ERA above 6 coming into it. He was struggling throughout. He only had 1 good outing this year, oddly enough, against the Dodgers. Looking at the Rockies bullpen, don't like the spot for them as well. I'm expecting the arms for the Rockies to come in, give up a run or 2 as well. It's out in Colorado. There's going to be wind blowing in though, about 10 miles per hour, which is going to favor it more on the pitcher-friendly side. Let's get to the picks. The Giants are the betting odd favorites in this game here today. I got this a very close margin. It was kind of like splitting hairs on my decision, but with the odds, I do like the home dogs in this spot. So I'm playing the Colorado Rockies on the money line. The game total set at 10.5. I do like the under 10.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Tover of the Rockies for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Yankees in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. We got the left-handed pitcher Ryan Weathers on the mound for the Yankees. We got JT Ginn on the mound for the Athletics. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Ryan Weathers on the mound for the Yankees. He's looked solid for the Yankees up to this point, coming off a good start last week against the Tampa Bay Rays. Pitched 7 shutout innings. That Tampa Bay Rays team hits left-handed pitching very well. Today, Weathers is going to be seeing an Athletics team that's middle of the pack versus lefties. They're only batting .238 versus lefties. We saw in yesterday's game, they only got 1 run off of Rodon. As a matter of fact, Ryan Weathers saw this Athletics team in Yankee Stadium the first week in April. In that game, he pitched 8 innings, gave up a run to them. Looking at this game here today for them, there is one guy I really worry about for Ryan Weathers, that's Brent Rooker. Other than that, Ryan Weathers is a strikeout pitcher. He's at his best when he's working the Ks. Right now, he's averaging 8.5 Ks per 9 innings. This Athletics team strikes out the 4th most in Major League Baseball. If he's able to work the Ks here today, I can see him having a really good outing, going about 6 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs. On top of that, this Yankees bullpen's in a really good spot to come in here today. They were rested after yesterday's game. They really didn't use too much arms, except Blackburn. I don't think we'll see Blackburn, but overall, I like the Yankees bullpen to come in, shut the door on this Athletics lineup. On the other side, we got JT Ginn. This guy's been really impressive this season for the Athletics. 2 starts ago, took a no-hitter into the 9th inning against the Angels. Looking at this matchup here today for him, the one thing I worry about, unlike that Angels lineup, which is loaded with good right-handed bats, today he's going to see a Yankee lineup loaded with lefties. He's been struggling with lefties, even dating back to last season. Hard hit rate versus lefties, I should say his slugging versus lefties this season is at .405. I can see JT Ginn giving up about 3 to 4 runs in this one, going about 5 innings, turning it over to an Athletics bullpen that continues to be one of the worst bullpens in the majors. I'm expecting them to come and give up a few as well. Looking at the weather here today, already in Sacramento, the most offensive ballpark in the majors. We're gonna have a good gust of wind, about 8 to 10 mile per hour, blowing from the diamond to the outfield, making it even more hitter friendly today. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 9.5. I like the over 9.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Aaron Judge of the Yankees to hit a home run today. Alright, and final game of the day, we got the Phillies in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. We got the left-handed pitcher Luzardo on the mound for the Phillies. We got Roque Sake on the mound for the Dodgers. Alright, we got Luzardo on the mound for the Phillies in this one. He's been in very good form of late. In his last 3 starts, 18 innings pitched, only 2 runs given up. Today, he's going to be playing a Los Angeles Dodgers team that is still batting .267 versus lefties, slugging .420. We talk about it all the time with Luzardo. He's at his best when he's able to work the Ks. Today, the one thing that's going to favor Luzardo, he's playing a Los Angeles Dodgers team that's striking out the most out of any team in Major League Baseball. My expectations for Luzardo here today is that he goes about 6 to 7 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs. Pajas is at the bottom of this lineup, killing left-handed pitching. You also brought Muncy back in the lineup yesterday. I can see this, like I said, this Dodgers lineup getting 2 to 3 runs off of him. The Phillies bullpen's in a good spot here today to come in the door, come in this game and shut the door on this Dodgers lineup. On the other side, we got Roque on the mount. He's coming off his 2 best starts of the season against the Angels and the Brewers. Still on the year. This is not a guy I trust. Hard hit rate still up above 45%. Ground ball rate below 35. When I look at the matchup here today for him, the big problem for Roque, the 2 main guys that match up very well against him is Harper and Schwarber, batting back-to-back. You're going to have to pitch to one of these guys. I'm expecting one of them to take him yard in this game here today. Looking at the Dodgers bullpen, they're in a good spot to come in and take over for Roque, shut the door on the bats for the Phillies. Looking at the weather in this game, it's going to be very hitter friendly. It's going to be about 85 degrees throughout. We're going to have 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Harper of the Phillies to hit a home run today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. The first bet will be our ladder play. Yesterday, the Atlanta Braves did come through for us on the run line. That win was $87.30. So today, we'll be wagering that $87.30 on the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line. We're getting them at plus 158. This is our ladder play of the day. Alright, on after that, we have a 3-leg home run parlay. Yesterday, all we needed was Matt Olson to come through for us. We would have hit, but he didn't. We're not losing faith in him. I like the matchup here today for Matt Olson. So we're starting off our home run parlay with Matt Olson of the Braves. We're then going to play Aaron Judge of the Yankees. And we wrap up the parlay with Bryce Harper of the Los Angeles Dodgers. A 3-leg $10 home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with 2 run line picks. We started off with the Pittsburgh Pirates on the run line. We're then going to play the Atlanta Braves on the run line. And we wrap up the parlay with the Detroit Tigers, Chicago White Sox game total to go under 8 total runs. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. We started off with the Chicago Cubs on the money line. We're then going to play the New York Yankees on the money line. And we wrap up the parlay with the Philadelphia Phillies, Los Angeles Dodgers game total to go over 8.5 total runs. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. I just want to tell you guys, man, I really appreciate the love you guys showed me in yesterday's video. Really made me feel good, especially the fact that YouTube was looking, because remember I told you the review in my channel, they saw the love you guys were showing, man. I really appreciate that sincerely, man. Like I always tell you guys here at the end, you guys know I appreciate you all, I respect you all. I hope we all win some money here today, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.